In late August, we were visited by two folks from USDA, Kate Parsons, our local resource conservationist, and her colleague Elizabeth Marks, Northeast Soil Health Specialist. We took a long circuit of the farm, checking for compaction and surveying our overall soil health with impressive readings. Unfortunately, I ran into problems with my camera and missed some dramatic shots of Kate using a soil probe that showed the almost complete lack of compaction in our no-till soils. Once we got back to the wash house, the whole Astarte farm crew was treated to a soil slump test demonstration. These stills, provided by Kate, Elizabeth, and Sadie Higgins, show the dramatic difference between the soils from two of our abutting, conventionally managed fields and our no-till field. Starting from the left on the long shovel is a sample from a tobacco field that has been cover cropped over winter for the last several years and disc harrowed twice per year. The middle sample comes from a field that has been rototilled repeatedly over the last 20 years. The sample on the red plastic pallet is from one of our production beds that has been under no-till management for at least 8 years. Two of the revealing tests that Elizabeth coordinated were the infiltration and the slump tests. Two small strainers were filled with soil samples, one from the rototilled field and one from our no-till field, and then suspended in water in a clear container. The soil from the rototilled field quickly turned the water cloudy as the smaller soil particles dissolved into the water. The darker, well-aggregated soil from our field lost very little soil through the strainer, and the water stayed remarkably clear. For the slump test, the strainers were turned upside down onto small plastic pallets. Our no-till soil is on the left, the tobacco field soil is in the middle, and the rototilled soil is on the right. This test fairly accurately predicts the conditions of these soils in a heavy rain event. Runoff and erosion would be the most severe on the rototilled soils. The tobacco field soil would be somewhat less affected, and our no-till soils clearly are able to stand up to severe drenching and still maintain their life-giving structure. Elizabeth and Kate's demonstrations were a real inspiration to the crew who have put in so many hard hours of work this season. Last year's drought was one set of extremes, followed by this year's deluge, and the farm has kept a high level of production throughout it all. Farm resiliency is so important in our era of rapid climate change. Thanks for watching. Questions and comments are welcome below. Catch you next time.